So as you guys are all aware, chapter 1052 has already been released. If you guys haven't read it, I don't know what you're doing, but it's a pretty crazy chapter with a pretty crazy reveal. Scratch that, the chapter is not crazy, just towards the end of it is a pretty crazy reveal. We get to see Admiral Ryukyugu. I don't know what the hell I just tried to do right now, but yeah, I meant to say Admiral Greenbow. I clearly do not know how to pronounce that man's name. But there was also something else that was pretty important in the chapter. We actually find out it's a 7-day time skip, and we get to see that the bounties have been updated, and it actually made its way to Wano. And there was a lot of emphasis on the bounties this chapter, so it makes more than enough sense that we actually get to see the updated bounties in the next chapter. And a lot of us, or pretty much the entire community, has come to that assumption that we see it in the next chapter, because that's also when Oda is about to take his giant break for 1 month. So it would make sense based off the last chapter. Now I'ma shut up. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Chapter 1053 it's probably gonna be hype as hell, so yeah, I'm gonna cover everything about it in this channel, or on this channel I should say. Now let's talk about the first Straw Hat, and we're gonna do the lines as well. Let's talk about Chopper. So Chopper has a 100 berry bounty, and I don't know when Oda's actually gonna take Chopper serious. It could be this arc, or it could be the next arc, I don't know, but Oda has been treating Chopper's bounty like a gag, so I don't know if he's gonna continue to do that this arc. I'm leaning towards he is, because Chopper hasn't had any significant really crazy moment that he would need his bounty to increase to a high amount. So I think he would probably get in 1,000 berry bounty just to keep the gag going, just to give him exactly 900 more than he already has, just to give him one little more zero on top of his 100. I think it would still be pretty cool, and it'll still fit the gag, but one day he's gonna have to give him his credit, and I just don't think that time is now, I'll be honest. Next, I'm going to do the 2 Straw Hats that actually don't have any memorable moments in this actual war and actually have done something. So the first guy I'm going to talk about is Brook. Obviously, Brook hasn't really done anything of note in Wano. He actually has helped Robin fight Black Maria's henchmen, but besides that, Brook hasn't done really anything impactful to where his bounty needs to increase to a crazy amount. Right now he's at 83 million berries. The most I can see Brook going up to is 183 million berries, because I honestly don't see how he's gonna get more than that, because he actually hasn't done anything. Listen, the only reason why I'm giving these guys increase in bounties is because obviously they were involved in the giant raid, and they're a part of Luffy's crew, and Luffy is potentially a new Yonko, or one of the new Yonkos that are going to be confirmed in the next chapter, because if you guys seen chapter 1052, there are new Yonkos that are about to be announced, and if Luffy is one of them, obviously these guys are just going to get natural increases, and they're not going to be too much in my opinion, but there is going to be something to their bounty. They're part of Luffy, and Luffy is reaching new heights. So the same thing with Usopp, he's on the same boat. Right now Usopp's bounty is 200 million. I don't know how to increase this guy's bounty, because this guy has done jack shit. He hasn't done anything. To all you Usopp fans, yeah, yo, Usopp's cool and all, he'll get his moment, but let's be real, he hasn't done anything in this raid. So I can only give this guy as much as my imagination lets me. I'll probably give him like 130 million increase. Even then, that's way too much. I'll probably just give him the same amount as Brook. He'll probably be around 320 million. I think that's safe to say for Usopp. Now when it comes to Nami, Nami is very different. Nami has just got to power up with Zeus. She is pretty powerful right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, and she has actually done something in this war. She has defeated Ulti, but there is context to it, to the fact that she actually defeated Ulti when she was on the brink of being defeated. She was on her last legs, and she kind of gave her the finishing blow with Zeus. So even though there's context, she's still gonna be the main person that's noted as defeating one of the Flying Six members, and one of the Flying Six members with the highest bounty, which was Ulti with the 400 million. Now Nami could definitely surpass her bounty. I do definitely believe that, but I don't know if Oda's gonna make that jump, because right now her bounty is the lowest amongst the crew after Chopper. It's 66 million. To make that jump is crazy, but it makes sense. So I don't know how Oda's gonna do it, factoring how she defeated Ulti, but if we do factor that in, I think she just gets right under Ulti's bounty. I would say she gets around 350 million. Nami's a force to be reckoned with, man. I think she really does deserve a higher bounty this time, especially higher than the guys that actually haven't done anything. So yeah, Nami 350 million. Next up is my boy Frankie, and this guy is way too low for his level of strength. I'm an advocate for Frankie's strength. I think he's definitely one of the strongest fighters on the crew, and I definitely do believe his bounty is going to skyrocket, not only because of how powerful he is. He actually defeated one of the Topiropo members with the highest bounty, which was Sasaki, who I believe his bounty was 472 million, and Frankie right now is only 93 million, I believe. I think he's 93 million. Actually, no, he's 94 million. The decisive battle he had against Sasaki, he was clearly the winner. He was clearly stronger than him. On top of Luffy, potentially being a Yonko here, guys. Potentially. I definitely see him at least surpassing or getting Sasaki's bounty. So for Frankie, I see him at 480 million, or he can even touch that 500 million. It's not crazy, man. Frankie's a monster. Now let's do the queen, Nico Robin. Nico Robin is a difficult one to gauge. She could be really high based off her threat level when it comes to her being the only archaeologist and reading the poneglyphs and being on Luffy's crew. But at the same time, these guys might not be worried about that, because in the previous chapter 1052 they still think they're going to be able to capture Nico Robin, which I'm confused about. I don't know why they think that, but they think they can. So they might not increase it that much due to the fact that they think they can bring her back. But at the same time, she's still going to get an increase regardless, because she defeated Black Maria, who had a 480 million berry bounty. Even if they think they're going to capture her, on top of the fact of Luffy growing and getting closer to achieving the One Piece, Robin becomes more and more of a threat. And right now, Luffy has took the biggest leap he could possibly ever take to achieving his dream. Robin right now is at 130 million. I can see her going up to 600 million, maybe 500 million, but I'll be content and I'll say 600 million for defeating Black Maria. And on top of the fact that as Luffy gets closer to his dream, Robin becomes more of a threat that they have to deal with, because like I said, she's a big threat and they know it. Alright, so the next one we're going to do, Jimbei is pretty fast. He defeated Who's Who. Jimbei currently has a 400 million berry bounty. Who's Who also has something around that. I believe he has 500 million berries himself. Jimbei is one of the top fighters of the Straw Hat crew. Jimbei has a lot of clout throughout One Piece. Former warlord, he participated in the Marineford War. He used to have his own crew. He was with the Big Mom Pirates, all that stuff. Jimbei defeating a Flying Six alongside being a part of Luffy's crew now. I don't think that actually hit the world government until now, obviously. So the fact that a man like Jimbei of his stature joined, and on top of that, defeating a Flying Six member, being one of the strongest guys on Luffy's crew, probably acknowledged by them, I'll give him a 700 million berry bounty. So this might trigger the people that think Yamato isn't joining the crew, but that's my girl right there. She joined the crew. You're gonna have to get used to it now, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. There's no point of holding on to the fact that she's gonna stay. I'm letting you know right now, it's inevitable. But Yamato, I would give her straight up 500 million. I think she gets 500 million because she does not have a bounty right now, I believe. I don't even think the world government is aware of Kaido's daughter or who she is. They're only gonna know who she is now because she's allied with Luffy. So the fact that she's allied with Luffy, and if they especially take into account what she did against her own father Kaido up on the rooftop, being able to stall him for a little bit, I definitely think that's enough for her to be at 500 million. And on top of the fact that them knowing she's Kaido's daughter, she has to be like a monster to some extent. Like, she's that beast's child. Like, she came out of that guy. Okay, she never came out of him, but you know, like, you know what she, like, you guys know how this works. Okay, so I'm gonna do Kid and Law together, since, you know, like, I think they're gonna have pretty much the same or similar bounty. For Kid and Law, I'm gonna give them 2.3, minimum a 2 billion berry bounty. Pretty straightforward. These guys, they defeated a Yonko, which was Big Mom, who had like a 4.4 something around that billion berry bounty. So Big Mom, obviously she's a Yonko, and defeating a Yonko is no slouch. That's why Luffy himself, for defeating Kaido by himself, is gonna get a 4 billion, but these guys, it was a 2v1. So that's why I think their bounties are gonna skyrocket to around the 2 billion range. And yeah, it's gonna be minimum that. I don't think anything less, but I'm gonna have to go with a guess of 2.3 billion. Don't really care whose is higher, don't really know whose is gonna be higher. Probably Kid, that's just my guess, but 2.3 billion for defeating Yonko Big Mom. Okay, so all that's left now is the monster trio, Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy. Let's start with my boy Sanji, my GOAT. Sanji, off the rip, is getting a 1 billion increase, whether you like it or not. I think Sanji's bounty is gonna be 1.3 billion or 1.4 billion. Either one, but he's definitely gonna eclipse Queen's bounty. He's already at 330 million right now. Defeating Kaido's second guy, who also had a 1.3 billion berry bounty, is something to definitely get that much of an increase of, and Sanji did it decisively, where he showed he's definitely definitively above someone like Queen. And as for Zoro, it's the same thing as well, but in Zoro's case, he might have something else to kind of top off his bounty a little more. As for Zoro, I think he's gonna get a 1.5 bounty, 200 million above Sanji's, simply for the fact he defeated a stronger opponent than Sanji. On top of that, he has a higher bounty than Queen, which was King. And on top of that, if Zoro gets credit for what he's done on the rooftop when they were fighting the Yonkos together, if he gets some type of recognition for that battle, I do think it's something to boost him up as well. But in the back of my head, I really don't know how Oda's going to handle these two guys' bounty, because he's keeping it a gag thing where Sanji pretty much flexes his bounty on Zoro. I want to see how he pretty much does that now. Is he going to try to keep that gag, or I don't know, maybe he has plans for that. That's why I'm not too sure. But yeah, Sanji 1.3, Zoro 1.5. Last but not least, the face of it all, Monkey D. Luffy, the guy who's defeated a Yonko, the guy who has the legendary Sun God fruit, the Joy Boy fruit, and the fruit that these guys acknowledged in chapter 1052, so they know the real deal and they know how much of a threat Luffy is. Like I said in the beginning of the video, they are announcing new Yonkos. I'm gonna already go ahead and assume Luffy is a new Yonko, on top of defeating Kaido, on top of having that fruit, on top of all this accomplishments. With probably gaining Wano as the land as well, Luffy definitely should skyrocket to 4 billion at the minimum. For getting the credit of taking down the pirate with the highest bounty in One Piece, he's definitely getting a bounty of that sort. I personally think he gets a 4.5 billion berry bounty, and I think I could low-key be lowballing it, but I've seen a couple of 5 billions. I think that's a little overboard, but at the end of the day, for what Luffy has done and what he has obtained, and him awakening his fruit, it's not all that crazy. But I'm not saying 5 billion, of course. I'm saying 4.5. Yep, Luffy 4.5. And it's straightforward. If you're saying under 4 billion, you're crazy. Like, I look at you like you're insane. If you definitely insane. But guys, that's it for the video. Let me know your bounty predictions down below. It was fun making this video, I'm not gonna lie. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.